sir.
Morning, Mr. Glazier.
Morning, Ben. You're not going to make us a fortune on that Raphael item?
Perhaps. Pity poor old Raphael isn't around to take his cut.
You're never nervous?
Nervous? No, of course not. Cool as a cucumber. I can knock down Raphaels like skittles in a bowling alley. Absolutely nothing to it at all.
Good. I'm glad you're not nervous.
You don't have to go out there.
Maggie, my brilliant darling. You're going to make lots of dosh for Klinsky's.
Giving it up.
I hear the little Raphael's absolutely splendid.
Yes, and I'm sure you bright young men in the wine department can tell us what the best year is for a little Raphael. Been in the bottle for almost 4 centuries, ready for drinking now.
I mean, I'm sure it'll fetch an absolutely splendid price.
I know that's what you meant me.
5 million at least, that's what they say.
Good old Raphael, a much better bet than shares in privatized drains.
I know you're going to look dead sexy banging that little hammer.
Maggie, I think we ought to get started. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Had them in again last night, Sarah. Another break-in. Got my cow creamer and a couple of lovely decanters. You hear anything in the night, did you?
No, nothing.
Have you abandoned me completely? Sarah! Sarah, will you leave me alone today? Sarah! I thought you were dead. Or at least fallen off that damn machine of yours. Didn't imagine you'd met a lover. Not too many men about nowadays with a thing about pink ankle socks worn with cotton skirts and gym shoes. Well, where are they?
The pills, I didn't get them.
What the hell do you mean?
It was closed. The chemist was closed.
For God's sake, there's hundreds of chemists!
Dr. Hanley told you to go into hospital when the attack started.
Can't bear that fellow Hanley. He asked me to call him Kevin. Furthermore, he carries an umbrella while wearing jeans. Can't be ordered about by that type of vulgarian.
He told you to go into hospital. You know he did. You could have been properly looked after.
Why should I be humiliated when I've got you to humiliate? It's about the only thing gives me any pleasure to look at nowadays. Come to think of it, you used to give me pleasure to look at. Years ago, of course. And when you didn't have those terrible clothes on. Time certainly kissed you, hasn't it, sir? Those are the only kisses you get nowadays. The cold lips of an old man, eh? Old Father Time. For God's sake! The chemist in the Portobello Road. Jump on that bloody machine of yours and pedal away for dear life, old girl. Oh. You shouldn't have said any of that.
Lot 78, the Raphael portrait. I'd like to start the bidding at £600,000. 610,000. 620,000. 630,000. It's against you, madam. 640,000. 650,000 for the back of the room. I'm bid £650,000. Camilla. 660,000.
It's a long way after Raphael.
680,000.
You mean it's not right? No, it's perfectly right. A wonderful 19th century imitation.
£970,000. Thank you. £980,000. The back of the room. £980,000. 980.
The Lord Chairman has come to watch the bidding.
Oh, really? I thought he called about the woodworm and the Madonna Orange.
Oh, there you are, Pleasure. Well, is our Raphael going to make £5 million?
I wouldn't bet on it.
1 million. Thank you. £1 million. In the room at £1 million. I'm selling at £1 million. Fair warning. £1 million. All done at £1 million. Thank you, sir.
What did we do? Have it on special offer?
Raphael bought it for £1 million.
I have a suspicion we was robbed.
I left the pills here, Doctor. He must have forgotten to take them.
Or he remembered to take a drink instead.
I was always afraid of this happening. I shouldn't have left him alone up here. He promised me he'd take the pills. Didn't want me to fuss over him. You know what he was like.
He was an old man who refused to be treated in hospital.
He was difficult in so many ways. But I did love him. I suppose.
When I was chairman of Coming to the Garden Foods, we prided ourselves on accurate pricing.
It reached its reserve, just. The owners asked us to put a low reserve on it. Then the bidding died.
The price of a work of art is an idea in the head. We're rather afraid some people had different ideas.
If we can't sell a Raphael portrait properly, what can we sell?
Kylie Minogue's sequin hot pants, apparently. Aren't they under the hammer next week?
Don't you knock that, Glazier. The pop department is showing us some very remarkable figures lately, aren't they, Shrimsley?
They certainly are, Lord Chairman.
Just remember, in future, Klinsky's is not in the business of selling fakes.
Fakes? What exactly is a fake?
Your Raphael, perhaps?
In my opinion, it is either by Raphael or someone else with exactly the same name.
I take it very serious.
That picture gave me a great deal of pleasure.
That's not the point.
Pleasure is not the point. My Lord Chairman, have you never had pleasure from a girlfriend faking her delight? Until you found out, that is.
No doubt we all have a great deal of work to do. Coming to the Garden Foods had a reputation for quality.
We are not dealing in eggs. We are dealing in dreams, legends, carnal knowledge and religious aspirations, the beauty of youth and the sadness of old age. And by the way, were those hot pants properly authenticated? Was Kylie ever in them?
Let me introduce you to your Raphael, sir. I'm afraid we had to pay a pretty penny for it, but it's the genuine article. You have Roy Derricott's word for it.
It's not exactly been the best morning of my life, Nick.
Those pictures of yours, bloody unreliable things. I don't honestly know what you see in them. Now, the decent bottle of Latour 62, you know exactly where you are. This is a nose no one could possibly fake. You lose your job, Mackie. You can come and help out in the wine department.
Oh, take me out to lunch, Nick.
Can't do it.
Somewhere quiet. You can cheer me up.
Sorry, darling. Lunch with Andrew at Brummels. He's heard us in 48 Clouds.
Well, can't I come?
Not to Brummels, darling. Girls not allowed.
I'm not a girl, for God's sake. I'm a woman.
We don't have them in Brummels either.
You, Nick.
All right, I'm coming. Hello.
Have a marvellously romantic lunch with Andrew at the
That's
club.
right. I do hope you solve your problems.
I'll never solve the biggest one.
What's that? The Casper.
And seeing you.
Very good of you to call.
Cheers.
Yeah, listen, it's about the wine. I don't think it's going to sell for the reserve you want. Maggie, you drank the 62.
I brought this in because there's been a death in the family.
Oh, yes. Can I help?
I got left all these various bits and pieces. I wondered if there was anything of the slightest interest to Klinsky's.
Oh, there was one other matter the Lord Chairman asked me to raise with you, Ben.
It was all future Raphaels kept in the freezer cabinet with little price tickets on them.
No, that contraption of yours has reappeared in the Chairman's parking place.
It's no contraption. That's a Triumph Trident 750. Anyway, the Chairman's parking space is the size of full football ground. There's room for a whole fleet of limos.
The instructions from the 4th floor are that it's to be removed immediately.
Well, tell the 4th floor I'm terribly sorry, but I'm going out to lunch. Oh, and also ask the 4th floor chauffeur to be a bit careful when backing out. That's a genuine old master motorbike. That's lunch, Mike.
This isn't a permanent job for me, actually. I'm resting.
Sorry?
I'm resting between parts. I'm up for a play at the Baptist Head in Dorset. Yeah, interesting young writer. I'm a social worker reduced to madness by sexual harassment. They all seem to be out to lunch.
Oh, dear, well, I suppose I'll just have to make another journey.
Mr. Glazier?
Yes, Lucia?
This lady's come all the way on her bike. I can't find anyone to take a look at her stuff.
How many strokes?
What?
What stroke engine?
Oh, my bike. Oh, no, only pedals, I'm afraid. These little Victorian paintings are rather pretty, aren't they? Would they be of any interest to you?
It might be if we run a tea shop. Good grief. Where did this come from?
What have you got there? Not another of your great discoveries?
Could be. Could be some of the Lord Chairman's ante painted by numbers during a wet weekend in Weston-super-Mare.
To be honest, I've had it up to here with your jokes, Ben. All that chatter about faked orgasms in the chairman's office. Charming, that was.
The whole conversation was entirely pointless. What does my law come into the garden prick know about art?
He doesn't pretend to know much about art. He's a businessman.
Botticelli biscuits, Michelangelo cupcakes, chocolate-filled Leonardos. A satire with come into the garden bolognese.
Camilla thinks he's rather sexy.
Good grief. You don't, do you?
Can't see it myself.
I thought you might. You have such obscure objects of desire. That Hooray Henry in the booze department, for instance. How could you possibly explain that?
Sometimes wonder.
Ah, here's a girl involved with an older man.
Bronzino allegory. Venus, Cupid, Folly and Time.
A work of rebarbatively frigid eroticism. I've always liked it.
Oh, it's bloody marvellous. What about it?
Another version.
The one Bronzino never painted.
I can't be quite sure he didn't.
We've got to be careful.
Always. And I was right about that Raphael, by the way. Nothing wrong with it.
Where did this come in?
Just now. It was brought to reception by a woman on a bicycle who happened to be passing.
And you think you've discovered another Bronzino?
What do you think? You see, time's moved even nearer to Venus.
This woman on the bike, did you make any claims for it?
None at all.
And you didn't tell her what you felt?
Astonishment, actually. It's painted on slate, but the painting seems right. Flesh that looks as though it's been carved out of jewels. No hesitation, nothing fumbled. I was astonished. Also a bit alarmed, the fear of falling in love with something that might turn out to be a fake.
Falling in love?
But the picture, I mean.
If this is right, it's the discovery of the last 10 years. The Lord Chairman's going to be worried to death.
Well, that's always a plus.
We'll have to tell this woman. She had a name, I suppose.
She left it with Lucy.
Tell her we'll have to investigate everything. Extremely carefully.
Including her.
Is that Glazier? Behaves like a hell's angel at his age.
Now, he and Maggie reckon they got hold of a Bronzino. Some strange woman brought it in on a bicycle. Of course, it's not for me to voice an opinion.
I'm always glad of your opinion, Camilla. You're my eyes and ears at Klinsky's. I'm really grateful for that.
So grateful that you're going to take me to lunch at the Ritz. Bernard, thank you.
Well, perhaps not the Ritz.
All the time we've known each other, Bernard, you've never sat me down to lunch at the Ritz. You've even given up promising.
I thought it might be more fun to go somewhere where they know us better.
And keep their mouths shut.
Exactly. Quite discreet.
Like that pokey little restaurant behind Victoria Station.
Good home cooking. We don't want a lot of people looking at us, do we?
Don't we? I know you don't.
Nothing wrong with the Finnegans, is there?
No, of course not. So long as it's with you, Bernard.
Oh, I'll be there. I promise you that.
Pomfret's picture restorers, that's not particularly good news.
No.
I mean, restorers have been known to knock off the odd old master when there's a bit of a lull in the business.
You looking for Sarah?
Well, yes, we are, as a matter of fact.
I see her go in there. It's unlocked, too. She's often unlocked when it says closed. Foolish of her, really, with all the crime wave we've got about.
Thanks.
Yes.
Oh, Miss Napper.
Yes.
I'm Maggie Perrone, Old Masters Paintings at Klinsky's. I think you've already met Ben Glazier, our Old Masters expert. We wanted to see you about the picture you brought in.
Not that naked woman being fondled by an old man, huh? I always thought it was rather spooky, although he liked it very much.
He liked it. Who was he, Miss Napper?
My relative, who left everything to me in his will.
Did he possess a name, this relative?
Oh, I don't think I should say at the moment. I'll ask my solicitor.
Now, you told me that this relative kept it in the back of a cupboard. Where was the cupboard?
Well, in his home. Yes, that's where it was.
And his home was where?
Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Well, you have to be so careful of the law, don't you?
Yes, you do, Miss Napper. You have to be very careful indeed.
I expect you know Bronzino's Venus, Cupid, Folly and Time. It's in the National Gallery.
Not particularly. Well, I hardly get to the galleries. We've been so busy here.
The picture you brought us bears a remarkable resemblance.
To the Bronzino? It's no picture. It couldn't possibly be. I mean, you think it might be by Bronzino?
Well, we haven't made up our minds at all yet, Miss Napper. We want to think about it hard and get some other people's opinions.
Yes, we have to have full details of its history, its provenance. I'm sure you know the word. From you, or of course from your solicitor.
Oh, don't bother about all of that. Oh, thank you. I really am most grateful for all this news. In fact, I'd like to give you something, a little token of thanks for all your interest. It's not a Bronzino, I'm afraid, but it is an oil and a genuine Sarah Napper, and I'd be very hurt indeed if you didn't take it here.
Thank you.
I'll get a bag for you.
painted on slate, which is unusual for Bronzino. The slate was used by Florentine artists of his period. Vasari examines the use of slate in his book on technique and recommends sliced Genoese flagstones.
Now, I know what you're going to say to me, Maggie. You're going to say, had a good day at lunch, Camilla.
Actually, I wasn't going to say anything of the sort.
It's rather a sweet little place behind Victoria Station. Quite unusual. You should try it, Maggie. They specialise in Irish stew, as served the genuine Irish.
I suppose if I was going to forge a Bronzino, I'd paint it on slate to avoid drilling wormholes with a dentist's drill.
Is this your great find of the century?
Something rather encouraging on the back here,
A lump of Florentine 16th century chewing gum.
which I'm pretty certain is an owner's coat of arms. Damn, I've left the base book at home. Let's have a look at you.
Ben?
Look, I know you don't approve of me coming back late from lunch.
Look, I really didn't notice,
I'm doing
Camilla.
important business for Klinsky's. Not at liberty to say anything more about it. Just at present.
It's there. Something to give it an air of authenticity, at least.
Don't tell Camilla. She'll be terribly disappointed.
Why can't you ever show me off in public?
Nick, what on earth are you doing?
Just getting the bolly out of the fridge, darling. Andrew sent me a couple of cases. Tickled pink by the price I got for his slightly iffy Pichon Longueville. What's that?
It's a picture somebody gave me.
It's in the rubbish bin.
Couldn't think where else to put it.
What's wrong with it?
It doesn't go with anything else I've got.
Well, it looks all right to me.
Oh, it's accurate, well drawn. Looks like what it's meant to look like.
Well, that's more than you can say for a lot of the stuff you got plastering your walls. That woman, for instance, she looks like a bit of machinery.
I thought that would rather appeal to you.
Oh, God, we're not going to have all that women's stuff again, are we? We're not going to cook.
No, of course not. We're going to have a wonderful dinner. Cheers, my darling.
What's wrong with that picture?
All right, I'll tell you. It's got no life, no energy, no opinion of its own. It's got absolutely no personality. Anyone could have done it.
It's signed Sarah Napper.
Oh, yes, it's authentic. Can't think why anyone would bother to forge a Sarah Napper.
Well, I just think a lot of people would quite like it. It's so bloody patronising, Maggie. You think the only thing that's any good is what you like.
It's because I like what's original, what's done with passion. What has something to say, what's done as well as it can be done. And on top of that, I like what's true.
Didn't you sell a phony Raphael?
No, the Raphael was good.
Well, that's what they're saying.
It was right. I swear to God it was right. Not like this, perhaps, Bronzino.
Another iffy picture. Tell me about it.
This Sarah Napper brought it in for Ben to look at. It just might be another version of the allegory in the National Gallery, and if it were...
Klinsky's would make a great loader door.
And that extraordinary woman would make a fortune.
Which extraordinary woman?
The one who painted that windmill you're so fond of. That uninteresting artist, Miss Sarah Napper.
Oh, her. What does Ben think about it, this Bronzino business?
Secretly, I think he wants it to be right.
Secretly, he wants a lot of things.
What's that supposed to mean?
You, for instance. Not so secretly, he wants you. Poor Ben. I think he's actually jealous of me.
That sounds appallingly self-satisfied, even for you.
You don't mean I should be jealous of him.
I didn't say that.
You mean he's in with a chance? He might actually notch you up in his braces.
Your dinner-time chat is about as subtle as Sarah Napper's painting.
But tell me.
No. My feelings for Ben are something you couldn't possibly understand, so don't try. Change the subject.
God, you're sexy when you're getting cross.
When an irresistible force such as you meets an immovable object like you can.
Hello, Mother. Hello. Ben?
Oh, I
Do you know what the time is?
No, what's it matter? Listen, the collector's mark.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. All right. Good night, Ben. Oh.
What was all that about?
Oh. Ben's all excited because he's discovered a mark on the perhaps Bronzino. Apparently he's traced it to an old Lord Sultry or someone. 18th century collector.
Do you smoke after sex?
No, I've given it up.
No, you're supposed to say, I don't know, I've never looked.
Do you know what, Nick?
Hmm?
You're the only thing in this flat that isn't a result of my ghastly good taste.
Oh, good.
Found at the back of a junk shop in Rome. And that's a story. Well, old Hugo, what do you reckon?
In his Lives of the Painters, Vasari wrote, Venus, Cupid, Folly and Time was painted by Bronzino for the King of France.
Even I know that.
Yes. But do you know that in the copy of the 1550 edition, the one in the Vatican Library, there's a handwritten note in the margin, possibly added by Monsignor Giorgio, in which he wrote, here, let me read it to you. Some say that Bronzino executed another similar allegory, in which Venus is depicted in the embrace of time. This second picture, however, cannot be found. So there you have it, Ben. Found after all these years. But couldn't you manage a smile?
I suppose if we were going to forge a picture, it might be sensible to choose one that had been recorded as lost.
How many forgers know about the note in Vasari?
You know it.
You don't suppose that I'd be a party to any sort of dishonesty, do you?
Well, you tell the customer exactly what he wants to hear, and all the auction houses love an expert who says the picture's right, so they keep on paying you profusely.
You do say the most terrible things, don't you? Rough trade. That's what always made you so attractive.
You saw my windmill picture.
Oh, I thought it was wonderful, Miss Napper. I'm a great admirer of your work.
But I gave it to the head of our masters at Klinsky's.
A girlfriend of mine, as a matter of fact, she didn't appreciate it, I'm afraid to say.
She didn't.
Oh, she finds fault with everything, particularly me. Miss Napper, I'd like to talk to you about something.
Yes?
But I'd rather, well, not a word to Maggie Perrone. I don't think she really understands your work.
I remember so well when you got that first job at the National Gallery. Office boy, tea maker, general dog's body. But such a charmer. Such a dear little Glasgow ragazzo. So sad. You lost all those ravishing looks.
At moments like this, I'm profoundly grateful I have.
Well, that's my old Ben, who always came out with such wickedly delectable remarks. My God, what on earth's that?
Kylie Minogue's hot pads.
What?
It's our latest art treasure. Never mind the Tuscan manners, Hugo. You should become the greatest living expert in Tom Jones's Y-fronts.
Oh, golly.
And Hugo Lunt says it's right.
Poor old Hugo reminded me of the old days when he took me to Italy to meet Berenson. I'm afraid I rejected his advances in every pension in Alberto on the way.
You didn't fancy him?
I only fancied pictures.
Did he start you off?
Oh, no, not Hugo. My father, no jobs in Scotland, so emigrated to London and became a copper. He used to take us out for a walk, my mother and I, every Sunday afternoon, down from the police house to Trafalgar Square so I could feed the pigeons. Then we'd have tea at Lyons Corner House. One Sunday there was this hell of a thunderstorm, so we all dived into the National Gallery for shelter. I don't think Mum and Dad had ever been in there before. There I was, age 12, face to face with Venus. Not the white, self-regarding beauty in the Bronzino, but a beautiful, serene, secretive, shy girl who just exhausted Mars from lovemaking.
And you never met many girls who could tire out the god of war?
I found quite a few girls with faces like the Botticelli, but in the end they left me for tycoons, accountants, chaps with far sexier bank accounts. Like being a sardine tin. We should have come on the bike down a modest ton down the A4 with the wind in our faces.
Just an old joyrider at heart, aren't you, Ben?
Sultry Hall. Now let's see what it's got to tell us.
You're not members of the public.
We're from Klinsky's. You said we could look at the picture records.
We're interested in something that might have been bought by the 8th Marquis.
So glad you're not the public. You've no idea the amount of lavatories the public require. And teas. It's what they come for here, so they say. To drink tea and go to the lavatory.
I suppose the records might be in the library.
Oh, you think so, do you? This way, then. Public come in here to notice my things, damn cheap, really. I meant my grandfather had some fellow to stay, probably one who wrote books. This fellow said, that's a very fine Chippendale watch that you've got, Sultry. And my grandfather said, it was Saturday morning, he was coming for the weekend. I can clearly see that you and I are never going to agree. There's the 11:15 train back to London, and I'll thank you to be on it. Oh, some cheek fellow noticing other fellows' things. Just as bad as noticing the food when you get asked out to dinner. Are you prepared to pay rooting round up here, are you?
Oh, yes, we're prepared to pay.
Well, not much to notice here nowadays.
Tell me about the rendezvous at Sultry.
I had no idea.
Why do you try to keep day trippers away from here?
Well, this isn't a day tripper. This is my cousin B.T. Roper's boy. He's coming to help us sort things out. Do you know each other? Nick Roper.
When you said it had been in the family, I thought I'd come down and help you out. No luck, I'm afraid. There are a lot of missing papers. Distinct lack of order and method in the papers at Sultry Hall. But I'm afraid no mention of a Bronzino.
Damn.
But I'm sure if you two think it's right, you can convince the world about it.
Darling Nick, you're such an optimist.
So you do know each other?
You won't mind my coming in here, will you? Shop door was open.
You didn't bring that Miss Perrone with you this time. You didn't bring that Miss Perrone who doesn't think I can paint, at least. Not to her satisfaction.
I thought you didn't know this picture.
I went to see it at the National after you talked about it and spent out on a postcard. Anything wrong with that?
Of course not. No law against buying a postcard. Your solicitor told us that Peter Pomfret left you the picture. He was a restorer.
He didn't restore the pictures. I did all the work that came in. And he understood how much he owed me.
Sure he did. Were you married to Mr. Pomfret?
You always ask all these questions when anyone wants you to sell a picture.
Depends on the picture.
Yes. You were married as much as anyone can be.
I'm afraid I don't know anything about that.
Sometimes I thought he loved that picture more than he loved me.
You've got a book on Van Meekeren, the great forger of Vermeers. Are you interested in forgery?
No one realizes the work that goes into these things. Your Miss Perron doesn't know what a marvel it is to paint like an old master. Oh, could Miss Maggie Perron do that, could she?
You mean you could paint an alleged Bronzino?
Alleged Bronzino? I never said it was a Bronzino. I never even mentioned his name. It was you people did that. You and that girl I gave my picture to. Did I ever say it was a Bronzino?
Come to think of it, I don't believe you ever did.
So, what did you come here for?
We need your permission to have it examined scientifically.
Examined? Why? Is it ill or something?
Possibly. Can we?
I'm sorry, no.
What?
No, you can't do all that to my picture. If you think it's a Bronzino, then sell it as one. That's up to you. If you don't, if you think it's an alleged Bronzino, well, Well, it's still a beautiful picture, isn't it?
Yes, it's beautiful, but is it right as well? Isn't that the point?
I don't think that's the point at all. The point is, was it painted by a very clever person? And does it give you pleasure?
Wrap up the deal this afternoon. Is that all right with you? Okay, I'll call you later.
Here's to the picture you're painting for me and all the wonderful pictures you've painted in the past.
Peter Pomfret gave me champagne once when we first met years ago. And not at our wedding. We never had one.
Oh, yes. Speaking of Peter Pomfret.
Oh, we don't have to.
And the Bronzino you put into Klinsky's.
I never said it was a Bronzino. Never at all. That's just what your girlfriend thinks it is.
Well, she has her doubts, and she slipped up rather badly lately over a Raphael. But I went down to the house of a relative of mine, Spoofy Sultry. Lucky enough to find a record in the library. 8th of January, 1754. Bought by Selway, the then Marquis's agent in Rome. A painting of Venus naked with time, work of a Florentine, Agnolo di Cosimo, known as Bronzino.
Are you sure it's that picture?
I found something else. I brought it with me. A loose slip of paper in the library records of 1963. The Bronzino was sent to Peter Pomfret for cleaning. I couldn't find a trace of its having been sent back.
I don't know anything about that.
The picture was sent to Pomfret by an efficient fellow called Gilks. Gilks lost his job, and I guess Pomfret just hung on to the picture. I suppose they simply didn't notice it was missing in all the chaos of Sultry Hall. I'm afraid to say this little piece of paper makes your legal claim to a Bronzino decidedly iffy.
What are you suggesting?
That you stick to your story. The Pomfret picked the picture up in Rome or somewhere. It might have been sold any time since 1754. And I say nothing at all about this piece of paper. Provided...
Provided what?
You and I come to some reasonable agreement about the proceeds of the sale.
It's no good. Oh, it's no good at all, I'm afraid.
Why not, Sarah? By the way, your glass looks depressingly empty.
Because I know exactly who painted that picture your girlfriend's so worried about.
Who?
Me.
I was just passing. Thought I'd see how you were.
I'm all right. Perfectly all right, thank you.
I was thinking of Mr. Pomfret.
Were you? I don't think about him. Well, very often.
He was impossible, of course. One of my most difficult patients, but... Well, he shouldn't have died like that.
Why shouldn't he have died? He was an old man, wasn't he? Why shouldn't he have died like that?
Well, not as quickly, perhaps. He was taking the GNT tablets regularly, wasn't he?
I suppose so. I mean, was I supposed to watch him take them? Was I? I mean, is that the law, is it?
No. No, it isn't. No, I was just worrying in case there was anything more we should have done.
Well, I'm not worrying. Thank you very much.
No, I can see that. Well, I'm glad you're all right.
The base appears to be Genoese slate and has passed all the geological tests. The ground pigments have all the characteristics of mid-16th century material.
I tell you, I did it. I painted it. Sarah Napper here in this little prison all alone. He didn't do it. He didn't even help. No, I painted what you call the Bronzino. Sarah Napper is the great artist who did that.
I don't think you're a great artist, Miss Napper.
Oh, no, I know you don't. You didn't like my picture, did you? You despised it. You thought I had nothing to say. You were going to throw it out with the rubbish. But when you thought what I painted was Bronzino, well, then you were all falling over yourselves to say what a brilliant artist I was, what a marvellous, gifted artist.
How did you know?
Because I painted it. It's not a Bronzino, it's a Napa.
No, how did you know that I wanted to throw your picture away?
Because he told me.
Who told you?
Your boyfriend, your precious Nick Roper.
Nick?
Yes. Bought me champagne, very nice to me too, a great admirer of my work. But he didn't want me to tell the truth about my great work. Let them sell it as Bronzino, he said, smiling and pouring out the bubbly. Keep it quiet and we'll go halves, won't we, old girl?
You're not telling the truth.
Oh, yes, I am. Oh, can't you take it? The truth too strong for you.
You're not telling the truth about the Bronzino. We've had a report. Listen. No, just listen to this. This is indeed the work of Bronzino. No forgery could come through our tests unless it had been done in the 1550s and left for some 4.5 centuries. That's the result of the scientific examination.
I didn't give my permission. They asked it, but I didn't give my permission.
All the same, we did it. Stop lying, Miss Napper, to me and to yourself. You can't paint a Bronzino. You can't even paint a picture of your own. I know how much you want to be a painter. We all did, perhaps, all of us fluttering round the fringes of the art world. But you wanted it so much you were prepared to tell a lie that might have landed you in prison.
You don't understand.
I'm afraid I do.
You don't understand anything at all.
I'll leave this for you to read. Think about it and then ring me, because I propose to attribute your picture to Agnolo de Cosimo, known as Bronzino.
One thing about my work at coming to the Garden Foods, we didn't often get to see diamond tiaras, property of the Russian royalty. Thank you.
Thank you. I told you. He's going to give the perhaps Bronzino a full attribution. Story of the Raphael all over again.
She can't do that. I gave her fair warning.
You can tell she wasn't brought up with beautiful things. I mean, what was her father? Travelled in soap? I think that's what she told me. It really does make a difference, being brought up with beautiful things.
I'm thinking of a shake-up in modern British painting. It needs new leadership.
Really? Who are you thinking of?
Or perhaps someone who grew up with beautiful things. I crown you, Camilla, head of modern British painting.
Head of a department. Oh, God, I never dreamt of anything like that. Shall I wear it to work?
Where's the Lord Chairman?
I think he's just popped down to the jewellery department.
Right, thanks.
We were trapped in there. We might have been suffocated.
I came to tell you we got the painter report in the Bronzino. There's no doubt about it. The picture's good.
Give me another time.
Absolutely sensational, fine. Absolutely. I say, I'm as frightfully sorry to have interrupted your coronation.
And a super Edwardian turn, and the most delicious little chocolatey air. And that is the third break-in the last 3 months. I mean, what are you going to do?
Well insured was the only.
That's not the point. There's been a break-in. Don't you believe me?
So we find out different.
I'm not here at night. That's the problem. Sarah Napper, the lady who works at Pomfret's next door, she's here at night. I wonder if she heard anything.
We could ask her.
Yes.
Are you Miss Napper?
Who are you?
Dear Strachan, we're from Nottingham Police Station. We're investigating.
Nothing illegal in what I did, nothing wrong at all. I didn't have to watch him for him. He wasn't a child, he was an old man and drunk. He hung up whiskey. If he wanted to spill the pills all over the floor, well, it wasn't my fault, was it? Was it?
Don't think you quite understand, Miss Napper. We only want to ask a few questions.
Excuse me. Excuse me, I'll be back.
Hello, Nick. You better take the champagne somewhere else.
Why on earth should I?
Because, my darling, you're enormously beautiful, but the truth of the matter is you're a fake.
You identified the picture, Lord Holloway. We were a marvellous team working at Old Master Paintings, magnificently led by Maggie Perrone and our old stalwart, Ben Grazier. I'm very proud of both of them.
The job's going well then, Lord Holloway?
Oh, well, it's been hard work, of course, but then I've never been afraid of hard work. And, of course, I have one great advantage, the constant support of a happy family life and the permanent support of my wife.
Please stop talking about yourself, Bernard. These people are here to see the painting, not you.
Yes, of course, dear. Yes. Just coming.
If it gets over 10 million, I'll give you a treat.
What sort of a treat?
Have you ever been to the tea dance at the Galactic Hotel Bayswater?
Never.
Neither have I. It seems they play my kind of music.
Lot 35, Bronzino, the property of Lord Sultry. 5 million. I'm bid £5 million. 5,100,000. Camilla, 5,000,002. 5,300,000. 5,004,000. 5,005,000. Against you in the room. 5,006,000. 5,700,000. 5,800,000.
The story is, it was done by some old picture restorer's girlfriend.
Be quiet, Roy. Haven't you read the paper report?
6 million? Thank you, madam. £6 million.
They all laughed at Christopher Columbus when he said the world was round. They all laughed when Edison discovered sound.
Recorded.
What?
Edison recorded sound.
They all laughed at Wilbur and his brothers when they said that man could fly. They told Marconi, why this is a phony. It's the same old cry. They laughed at me, what was me? Said I was reaching for the moon. But oh, you came through. Now they'll have to change their tune.
You really did it.
Of course I did.
Gave Master Nick Brewer the Order of the Elbow.
Told you.
Gave him his cards.
I told him he was a beautiful fake.
Beautiful, you said that.
But a fake. It's all over. Let's not talk about it.
No. Why should we? If it is all over.
They all laughed at Christian's church wall.
Come on, let's sit down. Maybe the tea's better than the singer.
That's the same old cry. They laughed at me, whining you. Said it would be hell walking by. Why, oh, you came through. Now they're eating humble pie.
A consignment of vintage wine comes under the hammer next Monday at 9, and Nick's credentials are looking even more hazy.